Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Real Laughs on 104.1. We are your nightcap of comedy. The voice you're hearing right now is James Ian, and I'm joined in the studio with a bunch of funny guys about to make you guys laugh hysterically, whether you be driving home or just sitting in your house wishing to God that everybody gets safe again. I'm in studio with Miguel Colon Jr.
What's up, everybody?
That's right, 2016 Monster Comedian of the Year. And I'm also joined by the half the co-host, or I should say one, because the other guy that hosted is a half of the obligatory podcast, Mr. Mike Hurley.
He'll be happy to hear that. Good to hear. Good to be here.
He's gonna listen to it while he's making shoes in the factory.
We're also joined by the godfather of Orlando comedy, Mr. Ken Miller's in the house.
What's up, brothers?
Can't complain at all. And I actually want to wish you guys a very happy National Cocktail Day. That's right. That's the day that we all celebrate getting drunk as comics.
Man, that's all I do.
Look at kids' eyes. They lit up.
I was like, we
It's
drinking?
fitting. I just took the last sip of my drink when you said that too. So now I'm just like, oh, I got nothing to toast with. But yeah, happy National Cocktail Day. And it's a day we need. Yes.
It is, man. Definitely nowadays. I think every day during the pandemic quarantine's been National Cocktail Day because I've been drinking a whole lot more than I usually do.
Really, I haven't.
What you been drinking?
Well, I'm a whiskey guy. Like, I love any whiskey, whether it's old, smoky, new, I don't care. I'm a whiskey guy, brown liquor. I can't do vodka. Like, my wife likes vodka. I'm not a vodka guy. I can't do shots of vodka, but I can do straight up Crown. We can do Courvoisier, anything brown. I'm down.
We're leaning into the brother territory there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like, you know, I like Courvoisier with a little splash of RC Cola. And,
No.
Just give me
when I drink it.
Hennessy and Hypnotic, I believe you call it. Incredible Hulk.
And then the next morning, you so hungover, you have an Incredible Sulk.
That's
right.
You're back to being Bruce Banner. Yeah.
Mike, I've never been to prison. I don't drink Hypnotic. But anyway.
Hypnotic lowers you by 50 points on your credit score.
Oh, automatic.
Automatically.
Off the rip.
Automatically. If you bring in a Hypnotic bottle, you instantly get a Metro PCS phone. An empty Hypnotic bottle, you return it, and they're like, here's your phone. And if you want to go to Rent-A-Rim, they'll take your Courvoisier bottle.
And it's a burner phone too. You can just throw it away. It is like,
it already comes in with a number to re-up. You know? Like, you're like, whose number is that? That's little Teddy. Hit him up when you low, but don't be too low because it'll take my hour to get them packs to you.
Yeah, Incredible Hulk is the worst, man. My wife been drinking, I had to look it up on the phone. It's a bourbon elderflower cocktail.
It's got like elderberry and bourbon.
It's
elderflower.
Yeah,
she
loves it. It made my stomach hurt, bro. Because you know me, I'm straight apple, Crown apple. That's it, bro.
Yep.
But it made me sick.
It's funny because I was never a beer drinker.
Mike, you're a Jameson guy, right?
Well, I am now. But like when I started out in high school, I was never big on beer. I hated the taste of beer. So I would go to house parties and they'd be like, I got a keg. I'm like, where your parents keep the liquor? You know, that type of thing. And the first drink I really had was a Long Island iced tea because 17-year-old me is sitting there going, wait a minute, it's got 5 liquors in one drink. That's the way to go. And over the years, the number of liquors I can have mixed in one drink, like I went from Long Island's to Tom Collins to like vodka and crayons or something. And now I'm just on to straight on Jameson on the rocks. That's it. I can't do all those drinks anymore. But Miguel and I both spent time. You bartended, right, Miguel?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We used to do like crazy things when your stomach could take it. Like we had this shot called Off the Mat, which is basically
mat shot, gross.
At the end of the night, when you're working service bar, you got that little mat you put your drinks on to build your drinks and everything. And you would get like that customer, it's like 2:30, but he wants one more shot. And I'm like, man, I can't serve you anything. I can't charge you anything. I'm like, you can have the off the mat though. And they're like, what's that? I'm like, I just take the mat and everything that's spilled on there throughout the night, I put it in a glass for you, drink it. And you would not be surprised at how many people are like, yeah, man, give it to me.
That same guy buys shake weed.
You know? And you gotta remember, like, it's one thing if you're working in a straight up bar, but when you're working in like a sports restaurant pub, you got sour cream and salsa, everything's hit that mat throughout the. And there's people who won't even flinch, dude. They'll take down a rocks glass of that and like, it's ridiculous, man.
I used to drink. I used to drink Four Horsemen, Johnny Jack, Jim, and Jose all day long, like all day long. Like sip it like a cocktail, enjoy it. Now I call it a Four Bondsman. Like if I drink a couple Four Horsemen now, I'm gonna get in a fight with a police horse. Like I'm really gonna be like, officer, I got no quarrel with you, but that horse just called me a racial slur, and we're gonna deal with it right now. I know he's a friend of yours, officer, but he needs to answer up. And I will deal with you, mailbox, when I'm done.
Man, when I could take it, I mean, when my stomach could take it back in the day, I was always drinking White Russians. When I could do dairy, I love White Russians, man.
See, that's like a dessert cocktail for me. Like, I'll enjoy a White Russian or two, like, because to me there's still a time and place for some. I'm not pretentious. I'm not knocking you like people, but for me it's like a White Russian. That's like, that's delicious. You know, like a desserty cocktail. That's like
why I love it.
I'm gonna tell you, like you were just talking about Mike about Long Island's. I remember Bennigan's used to have $1 Long Island's when I was like 21. Man. And I mean, I'd be there like, ooh, I'm about to get $15 wasted. Just leave a 20. Here's my 15 Long Islands. Here's the 20. The 5 is yours. And then time to look at my car and say, I hope I remember where I parked to because I'm walking home now.
Oh, God bless.
People would just order too when I was bartending. People would order drinks that I'm just like, I would try to talk them out of it. Yeah. You know, and they just wanted it because it was the fad at the time. Like, did you guys ever have a cement mixer?
Yeah. Oh God.
What's that?
The cement mixer is lime juice and Bailey's Irish cream. Ugh. And the secret is that when you mix those two, the cream, because of the acidity of the lime juice, it starts to curdle. So it changes texture from a liquid to like a thick, like bad milk. And they're like, yeah, if you get it in your stomach real quick, it's not that bad. It's like, dude, why are you paying $9 for something that might not be that bad, man?
When you look at it, it looks like you should put Lotrimin on it. Like
it's disgusting, and it gets all chunky like cottage cheese, and just kind of like we used to put it in test tubes for test tube shots, and we stopped doing it because it gets stuck.
Yes.
On the bottom. Yeah.
You know what I hate though is when like the person who doesn't go out to drink goes up and orders like they're like, ooh, they're looking through the menu and the drinks. I hate a drink menu. Don't hand me a drink menu. I don't need to know about your rum chata, Fireball, Captain Crunch. But I know what I drink.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, there's the people that go through the menu. It's like the guy who's in line. Whenever you go to Subway, the guy in front of you has never been to Subway before. Always. Right. And he doesn't know how the whole system works. He's like, and I can get any meats? Can I pick a bread?
I can get chicken and ham?
Yeah. That's how it is when you work in the bar. Like, you're rushed, you're slammed. They're like, old-fashioned, cool, old-fashioned, cool. Let me get a Cosmo, cool. Rum and Coke, cool. And then the guy's like, I heard about this drink. It's called a nectar onion. You're like, I got no time. I got no time for this. I got no time.
Because the bartenders are like, I don't got the stuff to make that.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Man,
I gotta layer it.
I'm like James. I'm a whiskey guy. So you know, okay. When I first started drinking in the military, I was 40s. I drank Mickey's. Because I was a beer guy, unlike Mike. I was a beer guy, and then I went to Hennessy, and then from Hennessy I went to Seagram 7 and 7, which Darren Moore got me into. And then I started going to Crown. But here's my Incredible Hulk story. So I'm over this girl's house. She makes me an Incredible Hulk. Now, I never had one before. And I slammed like 3 of them, bro. And I pass out. I'm not lying. She had this picture in her house of a funeral, of the black funeral. Yeah. And the picture started doing the electric slide. Everything in my life, son. I said, I'd never drink this again, bro. I swear on everything in my life, yo. The casket, they had the casket. You
can't do it. I feel like you started drinking Hennessy when you became an NCO. They were like, no more of that, son.
Kid, why the electric slide at the black funeral?
It was a black funeral, bro. In the picture, they started doing electric slide. They had the umbrellas. They had the coffin. I was like, yo, this party's slamming. This party's slamming, bro. I never had Hennessy again, bro.
I used to get back in like 2008 when there was a lot of construction being done. I was working at this bar in Jensen Beach, Florida, and construction workers would come at the end of the day and they'd all get all rowdy, late night after happy hour. They just want to do shots. And they'd be like, give me the strongest shot you have. I'm like, you're not going to like it. And they're like, give me the strongest. I can do anything. I'm like, it's just tequila. And they're like, what? Tequila. I'm like, yeah, it's just tequila. I'm like, but you're not going to like the way we do it around here. And he's like, how I can do it, dude. You don't know me. I was in the Marines. I was this and that. I'm like, all right, it's called a rugby shot because the guy who showed me how to make it played rugby and they used to do it as their team drink. And all it is a tequila shot with the sidecar, which is basically, the lime and the salt. But you do it totally differently. Like usually when you're doing a tequila shot, you got the lime, you got the salt. You do what? What you do? You lick, put a little salt, lick, shoot, squeeze, suck on the lime, right? With a rugby shot, you lay out a line of salt on the bar. You have the tequila right there, and you have the lime. You have to snort the line of salt, do your shot, and squeeze the lime in your eye. And people be like, yeah, that doesn't sound bad. I'm like, if you scream, then you pay for your shots. If you don't scream, I'll buy you and your guys around. And you leave me, or, whatever the deal was. And I have yet to meet a person that doesn't, it's far worse than it sounds. And it's fun to watch.
The person that came up with this, who?
Yes.
Who the hell was like, dog, I got it. Hey,
probably
line the salt up.
Probably the guy that came up with the cement mixer, I imagine.
That was his wife. His wife came up with this. You want to give me the cement mixer? That's fine.
Mike, how does that help you play rugby?
Dude, have you ever hung out with rugby players, man? I would say it's a tougher sport than football. Like those guys.
How does that help?
It's like MMA and football combined. How does it help? It's just one of those things. You get a bunch of guys like that all together, and they all want to prove who can take what. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's the macho thing, I guess.
There was this whole rugby team crashed this party me and my buddy Godfrey were throwing. Man, they told me to go kick this rugby team out of the house. And I started talking to them. I was like, all right, I'll be cool with them. And then they knew exactly what to do. They were all Australian. They're like, hey, buddy, you ever think about playing rugby? I was like, nah, listen, man, y'all got to go. Like, I'm just saying, you'd be pretty good at it. And they were like patting me. And they were all such tough guys that I came back to my boy Godfrey. He's like, you tell them to leave? I was like, they told me I could try out. I was like, these guys are legit. Like, they're legit.
You know what I won't do anymore? I won't do fireball shots in Jaeger. I can't do fireball in Jaeger.
I can't do Jaeger unless it's ice cold. I used to be able to drink it like room temperature.
Now even when it's ice cold, I just don't like the taste of it, man. Like I don't like Guinness.
Yeah,
I'm not a Guinness fan. And don't Bowie, that's his drink, ain't it? Don't Bowie drink Guinness.
Bowie's been. It's funny because Charlie stopped drinking for a while, but because of the whole well, he had already quit drinking. It's funny because this was only supposed to be a 2-minute conversation for the celebration of National Cocktail Day. I feel like we could have done 45 minutes though, guys.
Yeah, we could have done. But alcoholics.
We got to take a break real quick. We're gonna come right back, and when we come back, we're gonna find what we think each other's appropriate career occupation should have been if comedy wasn't going as successful as it is right now for all of us. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Real Laughs.
Welcome back, everybody. You are still tuned in to Real Laughs on 104.1. I am your host. I am joined by a very funny cast of comedians here to make you guys laugh and get through this pandemic. I got Mr. Mike Hurley in the house. I got Miguel Colon Jr. And we got the Godfather of Orlando comedy, Ken Miller, is in the house. Now, a little bit later, we're going to be talking about what would we all be doing if we didn't do stand-up comedy. But right now, I want to talk about something I found a little funny in the news, guys. Now, we all know that President Trump's made a lot of promises in his campaign in 2016, what he was going to do for his loyal customers and his base. I call them customers because they buy all his BS. But so he said that he's going to be making that wall, but he says he now wants to paint the wall black because black is intimidating.
I mean, come on, James, I'm scared of you.
Let me just say, I know I don't feel safe when I'm walking down the street.
That wall's gonna get shot twice for reaching for its wallet
and see a lot of black walls.
Oh, yo, was that wall jogging in my neighborhood?
Wow. Hey, they're gonna be yelling at the wall. Don't ogle the white walls. All right.
that wall gonna get drafted #1 by the Cleveland Cavaliers.
You know what? That wall is going to have so many other walls that I'm going to have to pay for.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, Mike. No.
Little racist, Mike. Little racist, man.
Yeah.
Be cool.
I thought that's what we were doing.
But we could do it because we're black.
They can.
Yeah.
I can do it. I can do it because I'm just. I like stereotypes.
Okay, let me.
When we start talking about white walls, you can do whatever you want, Mike.
Yeah, but still watch what
these
you do.
black walls, bro. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
hey, Mike, I didn't know you had that in you.
Let me try and win you back here. How come everything over 18 inches has to be black? All right, there. Did I get you back? Are you back on my side?
Mike. Because it's called Jesus, Mike. That's why.
And everybody knows Jesus was black. So we
all kidding aside, is there a reason for this?
Yeah,
like,
he actually said, and I quote him, "Blacks intimidating. No one's gonna want to climb that wall except overweight white women."
That's good.
Well, I'm just looking here. I'm just looking. Apparently, it's going to add. Check this out. It's going to add at least $500 million to the cost, and they're actually saying that they might offset the cost by having less wall. Like he's willing to be like, yeah. So just to be clear, you're going to take less fortified border just to have the color you want, and he tends to think that painting it black will absorb heat, making it harder for people to climb. Now, the funniest thing about this is I think it was probably 8 months ago, they showed how with just a saw you can buy from Lowe's, someone already managed to cut through a section of the new new fence.
Before it was black.
Yeah, you can't cut through it now. That wall, Luke Cage, bro.
Yeah.
You can't cut through Luke Cage, man.
Bro, you know Mexicans gonna look at that wall like most women look at big black ones. They're gonna be like, once you go black, we never go back, Holmes. Okay.
They're gonna just be passing by and be like, why that wall dress so fresh?
Who's advising this dude, bro?
No, it reminds me of that George Lopez joke. Like, oh, that's great, but who are you gonna get to paint it? Right?
Yeah.
Like, who are you gonna get to build the wall? Who are you gonna get to paint it? If Mexico's responsible for doing their side, they can paint it for like $20. If we got to paint on our side, contractors are going to be like, it's definitely $5 billion.
I want to see the Mexico side of the wall because it's going to be the dopest murals. Like, that's for my cousin, Baby Joker. That's Baby Joker's mural. The America side is going to be boring. We're like, why is it all black? The Mexico side is like, look at all these rooster paintings.
The Mexican side is sponsored by the magazine Lowrider. It's going to be dope.
Yeah, the Mexican side, the black side of the wall is gonna be sitting on like some dope Cortezes, and then the Mexican side is gonna have just Dickies with nice creases. Like, look at those creases, Holmes.
Yeah. Well, man, it'd be some jobs out there if it happens.
Yeah.
Well, then the other part that comes in is the steel they used for the project is designed to be weather resistant, so it's made to hold up no matter what. If you paint this wall black, guess what? That's going to last. By the time you paint from one end to the other, you're going to have to start repainting from one end to the other just to keep this. It's a never ending. It's a money pit, dude. I don't even get why this makes sense, especially right now. This is what's on his mind when people are still dealing with coronavirus and everything else. He's walking around going, we really need to get that wall painted.
Hey, hey, I'm gonna take his side on this because everybody here knows we're dealing with a coronavirus. Stuck at home, just looking around like, what can I paint? I've
been fixing my house up for 50 days, bro. I can agree. I've done my yard, I've done the garage, I've done the office. Dude,
I see where the president's head is.
I see it, yo. He's like, we should go on and paint that thing, man.
Hey, let's go paint. You think we should put some crown molding? Like, little baseboard.
Yo, he got people coming out doing estimates. Hey, man, I can be there Wednesday at 4:00. Like, that's not my fence. Dude, last week I had a fence guy show up and then another fence guy. They were showing up at the same time. I was like,
Hey, there's somebody, he's like, Pence, come in here. Pence, come in here. This is Hector. Hector, show him the LED lights. Look at that. Look at that. Change colors and everything.
That's only going to be an extra 60 million.
Mm.
I mean, at that point, it's like we're losing money if we don't do it. You know?
Exactly. Act now, I'll paint Jesus on it. It'll be great. Pencils like I'm all in. Let's do it. Angelicans will love that, man. But I wanted to bring up something real quick about you guys, man. I was thinking the other day, what would we all be doing if we didn't have this crazy thing called comedy? Because we've been sitting at home doing nothing, and I missed the hell out of comedy. So I'm thinking, well, if I didn't do comedy, what should I be doing right now? Like, Ken, I think that you would be the perfect vice principal at an underprivileged school. You'd be the
This dude said he got me as Joe Clark.
Yeah. Sometimes in your lives,
we are happy.
Can't be like, sing the song. Sing the song.
Show us the bullhorn, Ken. Show us the bullhorn.
Son, he's like, hey, sing the song. If you don't mind, Mr. Clark, we redid the song.
Hey, I normally don't do this, but go ahead and bring them off with the remix.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman looked 80 in that movie already.
Morgan Freeman played himself in the movie Glory. Okay? He was like, I'll play myself. Hey, I think Mike would work at a suicide hotline and he'd just be like, you won't.
I actually still see you. I still see Mike doing the same thing he does now. He's still going to be a traveling wallet salesman, but it won't be bars or comedy club. It's going to be like, what do you call it? Flea markets and Trump rallies. You know what I mean? Because
I thought we were
like fire.
I thought this was talking about stuff we don't do now.
Dude.
I could see me and Ken. We're sitting there in the White House and we're like, Mr. President, it's called No Mexico Black. It's the paint. We're not just two DuPont reps, okay?
Bruh, no Mexican black is the paint shade.
It's the paint shade. He's just looking at it. He's like, this is good. Ken's just looking around the White House like, man, nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed.
I guess I took this a little bit more seriously. Like, I see James.
Loser.
Yeah. What was I doing wrong?
Yeah.
I see James definitely just because he's had the running restaurants and working in concession stuff like that. I obviously see him as a chef because he knows his food and everybody trusts everybody trusts a fat chef. You know, that's
you gotta have a fat chef.
Yeah. Don't trust the skinny ones. Ken Miller, I see as high school basketball coach who will do anything to get his students to be able to play. Like he's sleeping with teachers to make sure they pass history. You know, he's like, come on, boo. It's the difference between a D and a D minus. You know, that's it.
Like, girl, you want to see my Mexican black?
Yeah. How about you give Jamal a D and I give you the D? You know. And then Miguel, I just see you as like that hotel manager concierge to rich guys. Because you're like that guy who they're like, oh, Mr. Prescott's coming in and he had a horrible experience. And you're the guy who can find everything and keep it under. Like you're the fixer for a high level casino or something.
I'm like sawing a hooker in half, looking at a busboy like, this is how you move up the ladder, kid. You know?
That's actually the sketch I drew of you.
Yeah. Hey, I see James as being like an old black wet nurse. Like he got two babies on his nipples, and he's like,
I can do it.
Mr. Kennedy gonna change everything for us.
I actually see Miguel, believe it or not, I got you working at an airport, bro.
Yeah, just like sitting there bringing them in.
He does have a terrorist look to him.
Yeah.
No. Bro, not at all. You are the guy, the go-to guy. Like, you're the guy that works the baggage, not claim, but the guy that's in charge of moving the baggage from plane to plane. But you'll let a package go through for the right price.
Yeah, like I'm on the phone and I'm like, Esteban, you said 2, but there's 4. I think someone's competing. Like,
yeah.
I see James. If James never got married and never had a family, I actually see James, because of his voice and his great voice acting work and everything, being like the DJ, like the party DJ everywhere.
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 Yeah,
Even like a strip club, bar mitzvah, wedding. And he's like the party DJ, though.
Hey, if you're having a Klan rally, you're going to want somebody that knows way around a fire.
And coming to the stage, put your hands together for the Grand Wizard. He said not to mention his name, but it's Daryl Cobb.
Ben, you've been kind of quiet, man. What do you think? What jobs would you put us in?
I got James as an offensive line coach at a high school. James is built like an offensive line coach, bro. Offensive line coach.
Shorts.
Everything.
Tight shirt.
Just blowing the whistle. Just blowing the whistle, bro.
But he runs like a 4.5 40. He's lightning quick. Quick.
Yeah. I'm gonna steal your idea, Mike. I can see Miguel as that guy in the city. Like when you land, like, yo, man, hit up Miguel. Miguel know where to get this from. That Miguel's that guy, yo. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen Top 5 Chris Rock. He's a man.
Yeah.
That's you, yo. I'm a man in Orlando. If you need anything, I got it.
I like work a bar and I'm wiping stuff down and I get the phone call. Yeah, I can get that. Yeah.
And Mike, I totally see you owning a comedy store, a comedy shop, like comic books, like being a comic book shop.
I like it.
Yeah, I totally
but he's pretentious to the kids. They're like all excited. They're like, "Hey man, do you have Superman?" He's like, "Oh, do you have Superman? Do you have a Superman comic?"
Oh yeah, because I want to go out of business selling DC novels.
And then Mike gets mad because his kids are like, "Dad, I don't want to go into business." You're going into business.
Yeah,
you go home. This one is over with. You're going into business.
What's this Harvard pamphlet doing here? What is this about? Huh?
College.
You want to be a loser? College.
I can't argue with any of that. That sounds spot on.
I think you guys all did great, man.
I see Mike writing angry letters to Stan Lee.
Even when he's dead. Guys, don't go anywhere. When we get back, we're going to talk about the new All-In Challenge right here on Real Laughs 104.1. Welcome back, everybody. You are still listening to Real Laughs on 104.1. We are your nightcap of comedy. I'm your host, James John, joined in studio with Mike Herlihy, Miguel Colon Jr., and Mr. Ken Miller is in the house. Now, guys, I wanted to run something by you. Like, there's a lot of things going on right now with celebrities that are kind of corny. Like, I don't get into all of them getting together and making one long video singing John Lennon's Imagine. Like, that does nothing to help anyone, all right? Really doesn't for me. But I do like the All-In Challenge. You guys heard anything about the All-In Challenge?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Okay, I like it. Well, it started by a guy that's in the 76ers organization, I believe. And he wanted to find a way to give back. Like, he wanted to find a way to give to needy children and elderly who are really lacking in nutrition and need food. So he's trying to find a way that he could help benefit the people that need help like that. So the All-In Challenge, basically, he's got celebrities to auction off special experiences, and that money will go to the elderly and the kids. It's a little different than a normal fundraiser because it's actually some creative things that some of the celebrities have come up with. Like, I'll give you guys a couple of examples. Like Drake is actually going to let you fly on his private plane with him to LA to Vegas and let you party with him, go to a concert and whatnot. And he's auctioning off that experience. I believe the owner of the Patriots is actually auctioning off one of his Super Bowl rings as well. So it's things like that they can try to offer fans and fanatics out there so they can bid on it, so they can help people that are in need. Now, you guys think that's pretty cool?
They are doing a great job, man, because they are
I like
a ton of money. And the funny thing is, like, I'm looking at some of these and just you tell me, take a guess. Let's play who can get closest here. Robert Kraft's Super Bowl championship ring. What do you think the current bid is on that?
$500,000.
I'd say I'll go one up, 600,000.
I have to go up then. I'll say 750,000.
Wow, it kind of helps that you read this article, huh? James, 750,000.
I said 500,000 because it was 500,000 this morning on SportsCenter.
Oh, really? Check this out. Chris Pratt.
The only reason he got that 750,000, that was the ring he had on when he got caught in Florida at that special parlor.
Nah, man, it was because the Jets are betting on it. It's like, yo, let's get it. Let's get it and take his powers. We'll take his powers.
That's the only way we're going to get a Super Bowl. Yo,
that is wrong.
Man, Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt, I know Star-Lord, of course.
Mhm.
He's auctioning off a Jurassic World 3 movie experience to get eaten by a dinosaur. So that bid actually ends at 9 p.m. So what do you think that's going for? What do you think the money's up to on that one? To be in a movie?
150,000.
Pretty close,
I'd say,
man.
okay, so I'll go 200,000.
I'm actually say just 150.
That's what Ken said.
Oh, I thought Ken said 120.
No, Ken said 150.
Okay, I'm gonna go 125.
160, $160,000.
Okay.
Now, here's one that I personally find funny. Comedy show with Sebastian Maniscalco and post-show dinner and drinks. Current bid $27,000. I'm gonna see if he'll pay me $28,000 to show up to that.
I'm still thinking if you want to get eaten by a dinosaur, just swim in a Florida lake.
Yo. Or go to a Disney resort with your kids.
I was just looking up.
James.
Wow.
Wow.
I was just looking up one, and Mark Cuban has a 1-day contract to play with the Mavs. Now that'd be dope.
Hey, the Jets have a whole season contract to start. They're like, listen, you'll be offensive coordinator. You'll start. I mean, basically, baby, you want the franchise?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I don't know about the comedy one, but
18 holes of golf. 18 holes of golf with Charles Barkley in Philly.
Dude, that'd be fun.
Yeah,
what is it? 75,000.
Current bid 60,000. You can get in there. You can get in on that,
dude. The kicker with Charles Barkley.
And I would write Shaq's management and be like, hey, you want to come crash this? To just watch them two talk trash about each other on the golf course.
So much fun.
All day. Hell yeah.
Here's private putting lesson with Tiger Woods plus VIP experience at the 2020 Hero World Challenge. Current bid 160,000. I would pay 160,000 just to go like hang out at Denny's and watch him hit on waitresses. You know, like show me the way, Tiger.
I want to pay like a grand to hang out with John Daly and get wasted.
Yeah, there's certain athletes I would pay, and Tiger Woods. I had actually opportunity to kick it with Tiger Woods the night before he got clubbed up by his wife. He was in VIP at Blue Martini.
Blue Martini.
And a friend of mine, she hit me up like, hey, you want to go VIP Blue Martini? I heard Tiger Woods gonna be there, and it was like Thanksgiving. And I'm like, man, it's like Thanksgiving weekend. I'm gonna stay home and watch X videos.
Lucky. He'd have been like, yo, Ken, come with me to my house. We gonna go to my house real quick. It's cool. My wife's cool. My wife's cool.
We both get cool.
The really cool thing is I don't mind seeing all these high numbers, knowing that the majority of it's actually going to a good cause. You know, like if you just saw this as like, man, Charles Barkley's charging people $60,000, but the fact that he's donating his time and the golf and everything to do this, knowing that it's all going to charity is awesome. Ken, this one might be up your alley. I mean, I know you are the barbecue king of Orlando, undisputed. Much contested, but undisputed. Hometown barbecue party hosted by Bobby Flay. Could you teach Bobby Flay a thing or two?
Man, Bobby Flay don't want none, bro. I'll beat Bobby Flay with a hot plate, bro. I put a hot plate out. I'll destroy Bobby Flay. Bobby Flay don't want it with Hove. Ask Nas. He don't want it with Hove.
Lame.
It's so funny, bro.
Hey, I bet you Tekashi could raise money just to get punched. He'd be like, Tekashi 6ix9ine raised $860,000 from 97 people in Harlem. Yeah, just to get punched in the face.
Yeah. Do you think there's any celebrity that puts something on here that has got like no bids? Like they overshot how famous they were, and they're just in there like their mom's calling and going, "I will give $5 to hang out with."
Your homeboy Screech.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Say what you want. That kid's killing it on Cameo right now, man. Like he might never do it. What's Cameo?
Yeah,
Cameo is that app Snoop Dogg pitches it all the time. Basically, you pay money and they send you a personal video to whoever you want.
I have a Cameo story that's really good. for $25 a piece, I got Sheik Louch and Sheik Louch and Styles P to wish my homeboy happy birthday.
From the Locks.
Yeah,
yep.
but Jadakiss wasn't on it because he's got a career.
Yeah.
But Sheik, when Sheik was talking, he was literally like putting on his work uniform. He's like, hey man, happy birthday. Hope you have a good one. It's like, is that a bus driver outfit? He's like,
man.
It up, son.
yeah, he's like, gotta go. And if y'all hiring, me know.
That's what I'm saying, man. Give me my 15 minutes of fame. I'll be spitting out cameos for 60 to 120 to $400 a pop. But this brings up a good idea. Like, if you were famous, you know what? Better yet, even if you're not famous right now, like you're at our level, but say someone actually wanted to bid on an event with you or experience with you, Miguel, what would a day with Miguel Colon be for charity?
For $1,000,
okay,
I will swear to your girl that we were hanging out all day and you drove me home. I'm like, yo, I got drunk at a show. This guy's amazing. He took me home and then I took his keys and passed out. So he had to stay at my house. And the thing about it is my couch is covered in glitter and women's perfume usually. You know, that's why when he came back, he smelled like that.
This might not be for you then.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is there actually is a business out there we talked about on the lowdown where they provide alibis for a certain amount of money. You can pay monthly or you can pay one time.
Yeah. I'm gonna need monthly.
You might be perfect for that. Ken,
I need the monthly.
Ken, what would a day with Ken Miller for charity be like?
Oh, for $1,000, hey, you can come to the Improv and whatever famous comedian's working, I walk you to the green room.
That's Thursday night.
Don't tell them I sent you. But walk into
the green room, bro. Who you
out?
David Wayne's? You want to David Wayne's? Come on,
for another $100. I'll stall Krista as she runs over there to yell at your ass. I just pop up real quick, be like, "Hey, real quick, you got any avails? Run!"
Go,
for another $500, I'll get you on a Ken plus 10.
Yeah. I was gonna say Ken plus 10 too. That's you get $1,500. You get to meet the comedian and a Ken plus 10.
$600. I'll get you a bonkers host gig because James won't.
No, I won't.
James, John, same question to you, man. $1,000 going to charity. They get to spend time with their hero, famous local celebrity, James John. Where are they getting for $1,000?
It's easy, bro. You know what I do, and I do well, man. I would invite you to every major holiday.
You're only allowed to do that with Michelle, from what I hear.
Yeah.
Well, for the right amount of money, we're negotiating. No, but for real, I thought about this, man. For $1,000, you would get invited to the best seat in the house. For all the major holidays, I will cook you a meal. You'll get invited to all the meals that we serve on every major holiday.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah. For $1,000, James will let you tell Michelle or ask Michelle what you want to do. And then he'll be like, she said no.
All right,
she said,
Mike,
I can't go there.
Yeah.
Mike, what you got?
Hey, but for real,
$1,000? Yeah, go ahead, man.
I was just going to, there's some opportunities to make money out there, man. Like, imagine if you could smack J-Lo in the ass for $1,000. Like, people would pay that.
Yeah, J-Lo, that's going to be $100,000 minimum.
Easily. $552,000.
Okay.
You get Rosie Perez for $1,000.
For $1,000, you can come sit on the couch and watch me watch Netflix with the kids. That's the big exciting day.
Hey, here's the thing too. For less than $1,000, you can advertise on Real Laughs. So hit me, Ken, or James up, and I'll still tell your girl. If you advertise with Real Laughs, guys, every one of our advertising partners gets one dark phone call from me. Like, they get to be like, Miguel, I messed up. I ran over a girl. I'm like, shh, don't say anything. Leave the car. I'll get the bleach. Everybody gets one. You know?
Yeah. How long? How many of those are you going to do before Orlando girls hear your voice on the other end of the phone and just go, well, this is over?
Yeah. This is
Miguel. Nah, this ain't Miguel.
I ain't no snitch, but I'll go ahead and lay this out there. I did a lot of dark things for the CEOs at Toys R Us. Now you can't find them now. But lot of things that are sure that I'm going to hell. But hey, the light stayed on. You know,
that's right.
Dude,
you ever heard of Jeffrey?
If I had the money and I could bid on something, I would probably bid on a day with like Obama, Will Smith, or Jay-Z. Like I would want to kick it. Like those are like three people
the
like
Illuminati.
I really want to meet. I probably, but I would want to. Those are like the top three people I really want to meet. And Dave Chappelle too. And
dude, I'd love to have lunch with Mel Brooks. That would be like the day for me. Just hang out with Mel Brooks. I'd love to get
drunk with Mel Gibson and just hear him go wild and be like, "Wow, I never heard any of those racist terms before. I don't even know what a three-eyed Jimmy Walker is, but I feel offended."
I'd like to get a drink with David Letterman, man. David Letterman, just hear him talk about all the...
Yeah, he's a great conversation. But for me, mine would be Obama. Yeah, if I could get a drink with somebody, I would kick with him. He's just so cool, bro.
Cool. Hey, thank everybody for joining us today on The Real Laughs. Don't forget, we do this all again tomorrow. Tune in at 9 p.m. On behalf of Mike, Miguel, and myself and Ken Miller. Have a great night.